Welcome back everyone to the Audacious Money Witch channel where we talk about investing and trading and a lot of fun things. This silver stock to 3x. Rick Rule is buying silver stocks as it will be the next uranium rush. Why am I talking about silver? Well, it's the next uranium bull run in the commodity space. If you miss that uranium run of 2 to 4x of your cash in the last 4 years, this is your opportunity that you have been waiting for. Why am I saying that? As an investor or a speculator, we need to know why a commodity needs to or has to go up in price. In this case of uranium, in a country that is allegedly too rich to need uranium, like the United States, that it provides 14% of total power and 20% of baseload power. You learn that a 3% margin between supply and demand on the national electric grid brings a blackout. So what would happen if 13% or 14% of that total power disappeared? It couldn't happen. If it couldn't happen, the price of uranium had to go up. Most people need the psychological reinforcement of price movement to justify the narrative. The problem with waiting is that the value is gone when the price of uranium goes from 20 to 100. It's easy in the rearview mirror to understand the narrative, but there's not as much point at that point. We know gold has been breaking out to new all-time highs already. If you haven't seen my recent gold video about gold prices has 10x before. That picture was obviously put it out there for me to find. It was clearly shown that the US dollars are being burned away in Taylor Swift's hands, meaning the elites are trying to tell us that our cash will be inflated away constantly. Not so much as lighting it on fire as in Taylor Swift's hands, but it's a metaphor. As in the background, Taylor Swift is stacking gold bars as that stores value of her wealth the best. And it looks good in the music video as it shines just as bright as Taylor's wealth. I can't believe she is a billionaire now. She clearly knows exactly what she is doing, stacking her gold bars. So why silver? Well, there is no class of stocks that I know of that has more volatility to the upside than silver stocks in a silver bull market. On Audacious Money Witch channel, I always do my best to help you understand a stock or a sector of the market that I am interested in. Because how can you make a good investment if you don't understand something? The fact that nobody cared about the mining stocks when gold and silver were already on the move enabled me to position myself ahead of the interest in this precious metal sector.
And the gold is one of the star performers this year, up 13% to an historic high, outperforming stocks and bonds. Supply is fairly steady.
Yeah.
The amount of mining that's actually done in gold is fairly steady. It's the demand side that matters. So we're seeing increased demand from China and India, the two biggest suppliers out there.
I mean, for me, gold's a buy. I'm gold 3K all the way. And so for me, I look at this like potentially it's the 1979 run-up. Look, gold moved up almost 170% in 1979 alone. History says it has further to run. So I see this going to 3,000.
Then we have central banks.
Yep.
Now, this is a very intriguing story. They're increasing their supply of gold out there. Explain why that's happening.
Yeah, look, for central banks in primarily the emerging markets realized over the last 15 years that they are very heavily overweight in their official reserves in US dollar denominated debt instruments and underweight in gold. They have more than 2/3 of their reserves in treasuries and less than 5% of their reserves in gold. That's a dangerous imbalance as far as they're concerned, and they're doing something about it. They have been for 14 straight years now. This year has already started well with China in particular, a big buyer already. And I think that we're probably going to be another good year for central bank demand. demand. That has been very, very good support whenever gold's shown any softness, and I think is going to help to push prices higher.
And gold has a certain advantage. If you have it in a vault in your country, you can't confiscate it. I mean, this whole thing about what happened with seizing Russian assets can't be lost on some other countries in the world.
Exactly. I think, it really increases the attractiveness of the one official reserve asset that is universally acceptable and entirely transparent.
An important thing to note about the precious metal space is that we need to stay clear on the exploration companies. We only want established producers that own a lot of silver or gold assets. Because an exploration company doesn't have any gold or silver, they're only looking for gold or silver, and if the price of something that you don't have goes up, it doesn't have a fundamental relationship with your value it may have in your portfolio. Now let's take a quick look at the chart of silver prices. Ever since the Fed and the fiscal stimulus checks directly mailed to people's bank accounts, silver prices have been range bound at 22 to 27 for some time, but now look to be gaining some traction. If you look closely, you can see the inverse head and shoulder pattern happening right now. And it's in a wedge. If this technical chart pattern plays out, silver prices could go to $33 per ounce. The RSI is above 70, which is a bullish indicator for many investors. The MACD and the STO are also in the overbought zone. Also note that the volume has increased of late as investors dip their toes into this tiny sector of the market. Gold has been making new all-time highs, and when this happens, silver prices tend to follow gold to higher price levels. If silver can make a new high, that would be a $50 an ounce. From today's $27, that's almost double. However, all of these are just silver price speculation. It's not investing. We are just paper trading on this channel. I expect silver mining stocks, including Endeavor Silver Corp, to outperform gold and uranium mining stocks, although I still do expect them to generate wonderful returns. Silver is usually overshadowed by gold. However, there are strong demands from industry today. The Silver Institute has identified strong growth in demand in the photovoltaic sector and among EV manufacturers. A lot of silver is also needed. In the consumer electronics sector, in 5G mobile phone networks, and in power grids. Investors who want to be on silver should take a closer look too at the top producers such as Endeavor Silver. Today we take a look at just one silver mining stock, Endeavor Silver Corp. On New York Stock Exchange, ticker is EXK, a household name among silver bugs and a company that I have been watching for many years. The reason for my excitement is that this stock's value has increased by 45% year to date. Why Endeavor Silver is a must, as the silver bull market is just getting started. Endeavor Silver has a solid balance sheet for a mining business. As you may already know, I don't like companies with a lot of debt. Endeavor has been in existence for around 20 years, with its activities concentrated in three main areas: the United States, Chile, and Mexico. Silver provides over 50% of Endeavor's income, which is important to those investors seeking exposure to silver, which is both a precious and industrial metal with a myriad of applications. Endeavor has two silver and gold mines in Mexico, namely Guanaceví and Buenalitos, and a silver and gold mine that is under construction in Jalisco called Terronera. Silver and gold door bars produced at Guanaceví, 260 kilometers northwest of Durango City, Mexico. In their recent news release of 11th of March 2024, they reported the following. Consolidated production of 5,672,703 silver ounces and 37,858 gold ounces for silver equivalent. One, production of 8.7 million ounces, representing the company's third consecutive year of meeting or exceeding production guidance. It is important to note that for 3 years they have met or exceeded their guidance for production. When a company fails to meet its own guidance targets, investors tend to lose confidence in the management of the company and withdraw their financial support, resulting in a sell-off of the stock. The future pipeline consists of 5 exploration opportunities, 3 in Mexico, 1 in US, and 1 in Chile. Mines have limited life expectancy, so it is critical that a business of this sort has developed an exploration opportunities to bring to fruition and safeguard future turnover and profits for its shareholders. Oh, it wants to safeguard everything for the shareholders, Ted. What do you think about that? That's kind of cool, right? Oh yeah, Ted said. What do you think about silver? Oh, he loves silver. To show everybody today his silver chain. He's wearing it for the silver video. Oh yeah. In the consolidated outlook for 2024, we note that all-in sustaining costs are $22 to $23 an ounce, which is a concern and a problem that most miners wrestle with, as the cost of oil, for example, is currently around $90.86 per barrel. This problem is being addressed as Dan Dixon, CEO of Endeavour Silver, gave the following reassurance. With operating costs at their peak, we remain focused on the cost of discipline to offset inflationary and foreign exchange pressures while improving productivity. Bringing Terronera into production in late 2024 will provide the base we need for significant production growth and margin expansion as we move down the cost curve. We believe that project execution is our pathway to adding longer-term value as we position ourselves as a top silver investment vehicle for investors seeking industry-leading growth. Endeavour has a market cap of a little more than $500 million, a 52-week trading range of $1.42 to $4.55, a PE ratio of $94.33, and an EPS of 3 cents. The liquidity is good, with an average volume of 9 million shares traded per day, enabling nimble speculators to enter and exit this stock comfortably. Endeavour Silver is listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange with the ticker EDR. First, let's take a quick look at the chart of Endeavour Silver Corp. The downward trend has halted in early March as this stock rallied and doubled in price in a matter of weeks. Note that 50 DMA has turned up and could cross over the 200 DMA, forming a golden cross, usually a positive sign for further gains. The technical indicators are firmly in the overbought zone, suggesting a near-term correction. But don't count on it. Dramatic price oscillations usually characterize a bull market, especially in the early stages when mainstream investors are not paying attention. The bull market in precious metals has begun, so if you are new to the sector of the market, and acquire some silver coins and bars first. Secondly, look for good quality silver producers, as they usually make gains in multiples of 2 or 3 the percentage gains of the underlying silver prices. I am long on this stock, and it is my only holding in the silver space. Don't go in too heavy at once if you are interested. Going forward, volatility will be the order of the day, so hold your nerve and your position, as this is not the time to be bullied out of this sector of the market. What do you say about silver, Ted? You think it's going to be like uranium and keep going up? Oh yeah, he says. It's going to keep going up like uranium. It's going all the way up to the top of the roller coaster? Oh yeah, it's going to be a fun ride, he said. Oh, he dipped his toes in, he said. You're so cute, Ted. You love silver, don't you? You're wearing it on your neck. Oh yeah, he's just into the silver. Okay, Ted. You gonna say goodbye? Shake on it? Say bye to everyone, Ted.